Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to do Rickyho Dearmena, body language. And the first part that I'm going to show you is, I'm not going to show you the video of the lady that I follow that I really did enjoy watching her videos on body language, on political situations, people, things like that. And most of the time I believe she's like spot on. But there's like some reason with Rickyho Dearmena, she sees it polar opposite of what I see. Okay, so let's just say she probably went to school for this, something along those lines, because I mean she is on point. Oops, sorry, I didn't hit that. I don't know if you can see that or not. It doesn't matter. If there was anyone that got me interested in body language, it was her. But I just do not agree with the Hampstead and Rickyho Dearmena body language she did. So I feel it's only fair that I at least give my opinion on the body language of Rickyho Dearmena and the Hampstead children. Okay? So let's get started. Okay, so here's like all the body language she does. Roseanne Barr over here, and I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna look at that one as well, because I'd be interested to know if we see it the same way. And on Prince William, but the only reason I start questioning them is because the Hampstead and Rickyho Dearmena, it is completely off. My glass is crooked, sorry guys. But so here is who I am referring to. I don't want to play any of her videos for copyright strike reasons, which you guys can completely relate to and understand, right? So anyways, hold on here. Okay, so that's what I typed up there, so you guys can see who I'm talking, bombards, because it's not, I don't see it saying that anywhere here, but bombards invisible ghost body language. That's who it is, and you can just look them up on YouTube. She has a Patreon, everything. So if you're interested in more body language and you enjoy politics, she's someone good to look at. I have never come across one where she's been opposite of what I've seen, except for the Dearmena and the Hampstead kids. So anyways, I'm also going to play a eBay commercial from last year, I believe, maybe the year before, with Rickyho Dearmena and his 2 children back in his custody. Okay, let's get started.
Oh, wow, that's, I said, like, guys, you've just won eBay's 2017 Business Award winners. There's this kind of moment of silence for 2 or 3 seconds, then there's this screaming. It's just really cool. It's bizarre. It really is bizarre. It's magical.
Okay, I think it's important to note going on that Rickyho Dearmena is an actor over in Europe. Let's get it started.
I can't remember how, but I found out that the police were looking for me. It might have been social services got in touch with me and said that you need to go to the police station and the children have been taken away from your mom. And I'm saying, why? Why they've been taken away from the mom? What's going on? And they won't tell me anything. And I was kind of freaking out a little bit.
And what did the police say to you that you'd been accused of?
Okay, I'm going to pause there. Rickyho Dearmena does a lot of this pausing, and I'm going to give you guys a tip through this. There's a 5-second rule. If you take longer than 5 seconds to answer the question, that is a huge red flag of lying. Pay attention to his lip right here. Do you see that? That's a little red bump from biting his lip. That's wanting to withhold information. If you suck your lips in, keep your mouth closed tight, cover your mouth, those are all forms of deception and not wanting to tell the truth, not wanting to give the information that they have in their head out to whomever they're talking to. That's how it's done. That's how we see it. Because the body does not like to lie. So it will show us that it is lying. And this is the way, right there. One of the ways. Longer than 5 seconds already.
They'd said, I'm okay with what they said. It's more that it's come from my children. They'd said, I'm the leader of a satanic sex cult paedophile ring, and there's 100 plus involvement in this, including CAFCAS, the police, social services, the school, and I'm the leader of this. And
let's stop there. He was congruent, is what I'm trying to get to there. So let's slow it down. Okay.
said, I'm the
He dances because he's uncomfortable. And he's going to be lying.
leader of a satanic sex cult paedophile ring.
Did you see his head? It was nodding yes. That's congruent.
And there's 100 plus involvement in this, including CAFCAS, the police, social services, the school, and I'm the leader of this.
Okay, so again, shaking his head yes, congruent. He shook his head no when talking about how many people are involved in this, because he doesn't know. I don't know. It's in the thousands, if not more. Continuing.
And I'm sat across, and they're recording this, and I'm sat across from the table.
What's funny about that? It's called dupe and delight. Bombard sees it different. I see it as dupe and delight.
From the police officer asking the questions, and
Did you see that? He's all chummy with the police officers, and he's getting ready to tell the story or whatever, and then he realizes, oops, better not say that. So he closes his teeth and bites his lip to withhold information, to withhold the truth.
the police officer
Watch his mouth.
asking the questions, and
now he's looking this way because he's trying to concoct what he's going to say. I got to come up with something to tell these people because I can't tell them the truth.
I don't know how to answer that to.
He couldn't come up with something fast enough, so he goes to, I don't know.
Well, what was your reaction? I mean, did
Well,
you...
it's difficult to have a reaction because I was kind of okay because
Were you okay or kind of okay?
it's just ludicrous.
Yes.
It was the fact that my children had said this.
And what else had they apparently told the police that you'd done?
They said that my children.
My children. Stuttering over your words like that is also a form of deception.
Children 8 and 9.
Remember how I told you he's an actor? He's getting into his acting role here for us, okay? And he pauses forever. Now, he uses filler words as well. They, we, see, those don't count in the 5-second rule.
It's okay.
Unreal how long he takes. Oops. I really am trying to keep my, emotions out of this and trying to look at it from just trying to identify the deception. It's hard because I've watched this numerous times and his children's interviews, and I know he's lying and I know he's a scumbag, so it's hard. But he's definitely deceptive, guys. Okay, the question was, what else have your children told the police that you had apparently done? And he has to think, and I have counted, it is over 30 seconds that he sits and tries to get into his actor role here.
They said that my children, my 2 children, 8 and 9.
Did you hear? My 2 children, 8 and 9. She didn't ask the age. So he's throwing in information that's not necessary. That's also a sign of deception. Talking too much. Throwing stuff in they don't need.
It's okay. Hey, it's okay. It's okay.
They said
This is not slowed down either.
that I'd sexually abused them.
They said, So, they said, and then, thinking again. He's lying. Oh, I hate him. Trying to keep the emotion out.
And I was selling them to people. My kids are wonderful. I swear.
That is not, at this time when he's doing this interview, how he feels about his kids. His body is incongruent with what he is saying here. See? He's shaking his head no. Our bodies do not like to lie. So, we trust our body to tell us the truth compared to what's going to come out of here. Our brains don't like to lie. It's what comes out of here that likes to lie. So you got to pay attention to the rest of it. Now, coming up further so I don't have to pause it, when you see him doing the little shifts that he's doing, that's because your feet like to dance when you lie. So when your feet like to dance when you lie, you get uncomfortable and have to start moving.
My kids are wonderful.
See how he's shaking his head no? It's incongruent. He's pissed. He's pissed his kids exposed him. And wiping away fake tears. There are no tears.
And I I've been selling them in this satanic cult thing. Not just, they said by myself, but by, they named 60, 70, 80 people. And
that's like a line he rehearsed, because he said that earlier. 60, 70, 80 people. Again, he doesn't know the number.
They said that we're killing babies.
Shook his head yes, congruent.
Of shipping them in, and we was cooking.
Oh, what did he say there? Let's listen again.
They said that we're killing babies.
Congruent.
Of shipping them in, and we was cooking.
Okay, shipping them in. He shook his head yes. Cooking them. That was a Freudian slip he just did. After this, you'll see he gets mad at himself for saying that.
They were showing with their hand movements how I would get their hand on the knives, and we would cut the baby's neck, drain the blood, and then drink the blood. And I mean, it's just horrific upon horrific detail.
Was it?
Did you see how congruent he was when he was telling that, and how easily it flowed? It's because it's the truth. And I hate how he throws in his opinion, horrific upon horrific. He's the one that's done this. I don't want to hear his opinion on what he thinks, because it's not true what he thinks.
Horrific. And then drink the blood, and I mean, it's just horrific upon horrific. They said that we're killing babies.
That was a nod of a yes. Oh, he's just so mad he has to even talk about this. Roll of the eyes. He never expected to have to talk about this.
Of shipping them in.
He nodded his head yes.
And we was cooking.
See his eyes? What did I just say? It's a Freudian slip.
They were showing with their hand movements how I would get their hand on the knives, and we would cut the
on the knives and congruent
neck, drain the blood, and then drink the blood. And
that flows so easy. It's like that one time in his interview that it's just flowing and he doesn't stop to have to concoct a story, because he's telling the truth here, so it flows easy.
I mean, it's just
here he goes.
Horrific upon horrific detail.
We don't want to know horrific upon horrific from you. After he says that, he looks out the corner of his eye at her to see if she's believing him, because he's worried about being judged right now. He wants to make sure he's saying everything correctly so he looks like the good guy.
Was it abroad? You think where your ex-partner and her new boyfriend filmed your children making these allegations, which were then uploaded onto the internet?
Yeah. What they did.
Okay, playing with the tongue in the mouth like that is disgust. So he is disgusted right now about what he's talking about, what he's hearing. That's just fillers. That is still 5 seconds, buddy. And the 5 seconds is still waiting for you.
My kids, they're called licks. We get.
Okay. A lick is a spanking. Congratulations, Rickyho Dearmena. You know a definition, and it flows easy when he tells about it, because he knows what a lick is.
A spoon, and you hit the kid I say a kid. It was in this instance, it was my two children, and
Okay, another thing. Let's rewind that, because you hold your eyes closed when you're talking to someone about something for longer than a second. It is a form of deception. So he is lying about the mom and the boyfriend.
And her boyfriend had...
Wow. See how long that was? I know it was slowed down, but it was for you guys to see what I mean. Even at normal speed, it's too long.
Her boyfriend had...
4 seconds. This is all made up. Another holding the eyes closed.
Yeah.
Okay, so when he tells his story, it gets kind of confusing. I've listened to it, like I said, so many times. I don't know if he's saying this is what his son's saying, or if he's saying this is what the boyfriend said. Sometimes people will try to confuse the story so that you're just confused altogether. And that's kind of what it seems like he's doing here.
And
And he shook his head, no, he's lying. His body is saying, no, this is not true.
Told to recount.
Again, had his eyes closed longer than a second, longer than a blink.
These allegations of what I'd done, or supposed to have done, as well as...
Was that a Freudian slip again? What I done? Yes, it is.
All these other people. And when they wouldn't, they said, no, Papa, he didn't do this. And...
okay, no, Papa, he didn't do this. And then the next, what he says here next is confusing.
They said, yes, it did. You stupid little...
So did Ricky Dearman say that to his kid?
My daughter. And... sick.
See how long his eyes were closed again? He's lying. And now, instead of continuing what he's saying, he's giving his opinion, what he thinks we want to hear.
Those clips of your children...
And he stares at her. You're believing me, right? You're believing me, right?
Making those allegations.
Yeah.
Some people watching us now will have clicked on them.
I didn't very much so. One video in the first 10 days.
Whoa. 627. Let's look at that. Look at his eye. This eye. Watch this eye.
I didn't very much so. One video in the first 10 days.
It's the first time I've ever seen that. Maybe it's the shadow.
Much so. One video in the first 10 days. Nearly 300,000 views. One video. There's now hundreds of them all over.
It almost looked like it shape-shifted. I know that's not what this is about, but I just noticed that. Wow.
According to the judge involved in this case, they may have been viewed about 4 million times around the world.
Yeah.
As a result of the spread of these clips on the internet, people sharing them, what sort of abuse did you receive?
Death threats. Today, yesterday.
Why does he smile and laugh about that? I can only either say he is just super uncomfortable having to talk anything about himself that's negative, and so that's why he smiles, or he's thinking what he's going to say to these people that are sending him death threats, or what he's going to do to these people that are sending him death threats. But look at his eye now. It looks completely normal. Strange.
Still, comments on, pedo, whatever. I understand. I get it.
I want to talk about the recent judgment that was made in your case in the family courts, and the judge very unusually decided to make her judgment public.
Yes.
Mrs. Justice Porfley said in her judgment, I'm able to state with complete conviction that none of the allegations are true, the claims are baseless, those who've sought to perpetuate them are evil and or foolish.
He shakes his head no, because that's a lie. But what he's about to say will not match that.
Well, it's true, first of all, but there was nothing inside me going, oh, great, yes, great, you know, thank God I'm not going to be done. None of that.
Thank God I'm not going to be done for. Look, the judge said that because you guys, as much as I know, money talks, people. When you got higher-ups involved in all this stuff too?
Nothing. It was not empty.
Smiling. So sick.
It couldn't be anything else. It couldn't be anything else. And my thought was, okay, excuse me, my next thought was, okay, let's, Ricky, you've got to go and start to take things forward, getting to see your children more, and basically to eventually be the carer of my children.
The judge said that your children had been forced to concoct accounts of horrific events by their mother and her partner, and that their story...
Did you see that? Extreme dislike for the mom. Alright, I slowed it down.
...by their mother and her partner, and that their story...
See the nose flare there? Extreme dislike.
...of horrific events by their mother and her partner.
Right there. I missed the really good one, but huge nostril flare there.
And that their stories came about as a result, the judge said, of...
His eye again. Okay, keep an eye on it.
Came about as a result, the judge said, of relentless...
Do you see it? It almost looks like a diamond. This guy is an evil guy.
Stories came about as a result, the judge said, of relentless emotional
Wow.
and psychological pressure and significant physical abuse.
Deep breath of sigh in and out. He doesn't want to talk about this.
Hitting, punching, pinching, pushing.
There's his eye again. Since I've watched this so many times, I'm looking for other indicators. I've never noticed that.
Pouring water on them as they were kneeling down, half-dressed. And she used the word torture.
She did.
She did. You see that? She did. Trying to hold back what he wants to really say.
Your children have been through.
Longer than 5 seconds. Can you imagine what your children have been through? Asking me that? No, I can't. He can't even say that. No, I can't, or yes, I can. He's concocting a story to make himself look good. Deep sigh in. Deep breath in. Sigh out. Shakes his head. Not happy he has to talk about this. Looking up like that, he's recalling memory.
The 8 and 9.
Again, giving us words we don't need. Getting in his actor role, get your popcorn and pop.
These guys are,
Recalling memory?
to me, superheroes, these kids. I tell them when I see them. We're talking about their heads mixed up, messed up.
He has a hard time with this because this is self-reflection on what he's done to his children. He doesn't like to think about it. He doesn't want to think about what he's done to his kids and what his kids are going to turn out to be because of him. He doesn't want to think about it.
Just sick.
Here we go again, just sick.
Who?
He never really answered the question, by the way.
Their mom.
Their mom.
I feel really sad for.
Do you really?
Dupe and delight there. Are you believing me? I felt really sad for her, with a little bit of a grin. A little bit of a grin through the eyes here.
I really do.
After what she's put your
He can't even hold back the smiling.
children and you through.
Because there's two children here who are magical.
See that chick? No, that's not what he thinks.
They are amazing children.
No, he thinks that. That's congruent.
And sadly, she's not B-pop.
You see how long his eyes are closed? And sadly, she...
Magical. They are amazing children. And sadly, she's not be part of their lives.
I think it's worth telling our audience how far it got. Your children were interviewed on 3 separate occasions by the police. On the first and second occasion, they made the allegations about you.
Yes.
Abusing them, sexually abusing
Yes.
them, being the leader of this satanic cult.
Yeah.
Dupe and delight there.
Various other adults
Touching of the nose.
involved,
Yes.
abused in all sorts
Yes.
of places, fast food restaurants,
Yeah.
churches, swimming pools.
Swimming baths. Yeah, sure, yes.
It was on the third occasion that they were interviewed that they revealed, admitted, whatever word you want to use, that it was all made up. That
Yes.
they'd been forced to say these things by their mother's partner, or he threatened to hurt them.
Yes.
When you knew that your children had said these things we've been saying are all made up, how did you respond?
This I felt pleased about. Because these are my kids. And Mom had tried in every way to come up with a new story to stop contact. And be it I was violent to her, I got domestic, like I've apparently got...
I got domestic, is what he's going to say. And then he says, I apparently got domestic. Again, Freudian slip, your body's trying to tell the truth, but your mouth is trying to say other things. He's lying.
a background of domestic violence. I don't.
Ooh, I don't. Think about when you're mad at a friend or mad at your partner. No! That's what he's pissed that he got asked that, or that he's having to talk about it.
I've apparently got a background of domestic violence. I don't.
Well, let's just remember, money talks. He could have gotten that expunged.
Were you ever violent to her?
Yes.
And if he admits it right here, yes, then why are you saying you don't have domestic violence? Because you just admit here you do. So see, he is a liar right here. Just in these 10 seconds, he's a liar.
On 2 occasions, 3 occasions, but 2 occasions were the same.
3 or 2.
One occasion, because of the abuse over the years with Mom and myself, where she was just tried to hurt me, just verbally, and the children, and
Talks about her the whole time. What about you? What about you did to her? Projection at its finest.
so I got her glasses.
Complete narcissist.
Out of frustration, I ripped her glasses up. That was one, and 2 other times I grabbed hold of Mom with her jumper or whatever she had on, and I would shake her. I would plead with her to stop hurting me. Why are you doing this?
So shaking her, but he's trying to make himself look like the victim as he's shaking her.
And she would just be glazed. There's nothing there, and she would smile at me.
Kind of like he does to us.
Like she's not. It's like she's not there. It's like it's just something's just not connecting. And
Are you believing me?
those are the 2 times that You can say, well, you're violent. Yeah, well, I shouldn't have done that.
Were you violent? I shouldn't have done that. That's not a yes or a no. Were you violent? I shouldn't have done that. You need to answer, yes, I was violent, or no, I was not. And then, yes, I was violent, I should not have done that.
But this is months and months and months and months of just abuse.
Those clips online of your children making those allegations about
Yes.
you, horrific.
Oh, he hates talking about it.
Children making those allegations about you,
Watch his teeth.
horrific. And
Mm-hmm.
as
And see, his eyes completely normal now.
we now know, completely concocted and fantastical allegations are they're online forever.
They are.
And the judge said it may mean serious humiliation in the years ahead, maybe for the rest of their lives. What can you do as their father to try and either protect them from that or ameliorate that somehow?
They're going to have
Longer than a second with his eyes closed again. He's trying to concoct something here.
some help, a lot of help, and to be in a good environment, positive living.
Do you hear how dry his mouth is? Because he's been lying this whole time.
And one word is to be able to give them a certain understanding of sadly at a younger age than we should need to have to, of what this world can be like.
Why has their mother done this? Why? That is the huge question here.
It is.
They will ask why.
They will ask why.
Now he has to self-reflect again, and he doesn't like to, because then he has to hold himself accountable for what's happened to his children.
And that's going to be a very tough question to answer.
Yeah, because it's about you too.
Not two young children, but two young children about their mom. It's about one parent stopping contact. That's all this is. It's unprecedented.
That's all this is?
I don't get.
That's all this is. This is all, that's what he's trying to say it is. That's all this is one parent stopping contact from the other parent. That's all this is. No, that's not even why you're in the interview, you idiot.
That's all this is. It's unprecedented. I don't get it.
Smiling, duping delight, you buying it?
And this is why this is not just this case now. This is 6 years in court before, in private proceedings. For me, private proceedings and the courts, on an epic scale, I've let my children down.
Yes, you have.
They've assisted, in a way.
The judge.
Oh, but that's just so funny. They've assisted, in a way, blaming his children now. Blaming them.
Talked about the long-term impact on your children in her judgment, which was made public. And she suggested that the emotional and psychological harm of what was done to your children by their mother, by her mother's boyfriend, is impossible to estimate. She went on, the impact of the internet campaign is likely to have the most devastating consequences for your two children. What might be the long-term impact on them, do you believe?
We don't know the answer to this, so speculation, whatever.
That was congruent and completely honest. Now he's lying. His eyes are moving, darting everywhere. He's trying to think about what he's going to say.
With a lot of
Closing his eyes.
patience, I really, maybe I'm naive, but I think with a lot of patience, a lot of love, I'm hoping, because I can't answer for my children because I don't know their minds, but I think if you can have a good understanding yourself and prepare them or educate them is maybe a better word, to educate them about things, and to give them wisdom and knowledge, etc. In a caring environment. I truly think that it's going to be okay.
Do you?
I do.
Yeah.
He truly does, guys. This is congruent. He truly thinks his kids are going to be okay.
I do.
They're in care at the moment. They were taken into care when the allegations surfaced last September.
Yes.
You're clearly fighting to get them home.
There is no reason why the children should not come and live with me.
Deep in delight.
And they would have a wonderful life. As they did back when they were 1, 2 and 3 years old, before all this started when I...
Did you hear that?
As they did back when they were 1, 2 and 3 years old, before all this started when I left.
Before all this started. So, when he was married to the mom, this was not going on.
Their mom. And we can get back to that.
Ooh, he's disliked about... And see, the thing is, he's the one that's disclosing this information. But he disliked what he just said. We'll get back to that. That's what he says. And no, we don't ever get back to it.
Their mom. And we can get back to that.
See, those teeth? Get back to that. Ooh, he's mad.
No.
They are, they're very good.
Are they?
Yeah. When I started seeing them under supervision, they were not good. They were, they didn't look well. They were touch and go.
Touch and go. You're not talking about a child that has cancer. Touch and go? Like, the wording he chooses to use is off and wrong.
What do you mean touch and go?
In their state of mind.
Right.
As in...
Making it up.
Their behaviour. They were just very difficult with each other, but with patience with me, and I put them right. And
I put him right.
Love and, the transition
I bet you did.
So now they are two different children. These are they're smiling, they're bright, and.
There is material related to the proceedings and more allegations still being posted online.
Yes.
Oh, he didn't like that either. Yes. You see that?
There is material related to the proceedings and more allegations still being posted online.
Yes.
Oh, he hates it. Oh, and then the nose, then the lip up, and then the flare of the nose. Very, very uncomfortable. Dislikes this subject to its full capacity.
Does that still affect you?
It's
Longer than 5 seconds.
It does, because it's negative. Nobody likes not like that.
That's truthful.
But hey, I can tell you, if I've done something wrong, find it.
Is that not rude? Huh. He feels almost judged by her. Or cocky. I just can't. Here.
If I've done something wrong, find it. Bring it to the table. Anything. But ultimately, it's really the children. This is about the children being safe, being well, and being happy. So.
And can you imagine a normal life with them at some point in the future?
Oh, yeah. It's just going to take a lot of time and patience and love, and but I absolutely know it will be back to where it was.
Shook his head no there. Did you see that? It's incongruent. He doesn't think that.
But I absolutely know it will be back to where it was. There will be a shadow. There'll always be that shadow, but it's just going to be a shadow. It's not going to overrule or overwhelm the children in my life and myself's lives. It just won't. It won't.
See how that's congruent? It just won't. It just won't.
What do you think the impact on you has been?
Imagine what the children...
It's like a politician asked a question and talking about something different as your answer.
must have had to do in their own psyche, in their own minds, to eventually give up to beatings and stuff to say this stuff.
What was it that hurt the most in terms of those allegations?
Knowing that they didn't want to say it in the first place. That's, yeah.
How are you now?
Your mum.
He's playing on her emotions. He's going to pull on that heartstrings here. How are you now? She asks.
Your mother, yeah. I think any mum or father in their right mind want to protect and love. I mean, what a great job.
How are you now? This is his answer.
Yes, it's hard. It's a gift. So about how I feel he's getting...
He still can't even answer it, guys.
For the children to feel protected again.
How are you? This is his answer.
It's your priority.
Yeah. To feel safe. To be normal.
You're buying it, right? You're buying it, right? You're buying it, right?
Yeah. I mean...
See? His eyes go down to normal. So he's trying to sell it.
I mean, these are just fundamentals.
He held his eyes closed longer than a second. We are at normal speed.
Should be.
Deep breath in, sigh out.
Why?
He wants this conversation over.
Why do you want to talk about this to us?
That the children should not have been put through this, and parents shouldn't be stopping another parent from seeing their children, regardless of what goes on or what.
Another parent shouldn't stop another parent from seeing their child regardless of what goes on, he says. No, Ricky Dearman, that's not how it works. You protect your children.
Dynamic goes on between mom and dad.
Look how big his eyes are. Believe me, believe me.
And that people, other family members who have had their own children named in this, wrongly. I'm sorry for that. I'm really sorry that they've had to...
His body's congruent, so he is apologizing.
...go through this as well.
But even though his eyes are huge, he's wanting to look good. He's making sure the interviewer is believing him.
Again, it's not just myself and my children, but there are other families suffering.
I mean, that's the normal eyes. You see more white than the eyes. That's usually, you selling? I'm selling. Are you buying what I'm selling? Are you buying what I'm selling? Are you believing me? Are you believing me?
And to clear my name as well.
Your children's mother is abroad, as far as we know.
Yes.
Oh, he hates talking about her. Did you see his teeth? Yes.
Should
Nostril flares.
anything happen to her? Would you want anything?
Yeah, yeah. I'm very angry with her. I'm very
It's quite apparent.
upset with her. She needs to come back. She has to stand up in court and face what she's done.
What about you, Mr. Dearman? What about what you have done? You get to call your children's mother out. But you're the one that did it, not her. You're a monster, dude.
To come back here based on what's happened. I mean, who in their right mind would put videos of their children on the internet?
Who in their right mind would do the shit you've done to your kids?
That can't. Who? Nobody in their right mind.
She was reaching out for help. She was desperate. I mean, he has so many powerful people around him.
So sadly, there are consequences, and we've got to face these consequences. Who does it?
This is a consequence. I'm doing this. I hope you see it, and I hope you rot in hell.
Who do this type of actions? Yeah.
Ricky, thank you very much for talking to us.
And thank you, Victor.
Can't stand him. Alright, that's the body language video on Ricky Dearman. I will put his children's videos in the description and Bombard's body language video in the description because it's opposite of how I see it. So like, subscribe, share, or don't. I'll see you guys.